For Upper Michigan Source, this is your Friday Night Fever on Demand. I'm Mike Ludlum. Our showdown of the week took place in Ishpeming, where the Hematites entertained the Gladstone Braves. And everybody was ready to go, and they saw a good ball game. Starting the first quarter, Ishpeming gets the touchdown. Drake Sundberg squeezes in. Two-point conversion, no good, so Ishpeming had a 6-0 lead. Hematites were controlling the line of scrimmage, but turnovers were the problem. Cody Frappier of the Braves with the fumble recovery. And they would take advantage. Quarterback Darren Johnson will drop back, and he is looking deep for Spencer Hughesby. And somehow he makes the catch over the defender and scampers in the end zone from 82 yards. And that tied the game at 6. The extra point dunked off the upright. Ishpeming had Gladstone pinned on 3rd and 11 from their own 11-yard line in the first half. Darren Johnson reverses skate in hockey terms, and he is off to the races. He has a blocker for the last defender. In fact, he picks up a couple more blockers along the way. 89 yards for the touchdown. Even though Ishpeming outrushed Gladstone by a wide margin, the Braves go to 5-0 with a 20-8 victory over the Hematites. Also in the Mid-Peninsula Conference, Gwinn coach Deion Brown getting the most out of his 13 players, hosting Negaunee. 3rd and 12, second quarter on the Miners' 24. Austin Forbes to Seth Aho. Good for a gain of 7 yards, but Negaunee held on 4th and 5, and the Miners had a 14-6 lead at halftime, which is time to enjoy the bonfire. Start the second half. Drew Duchesne will make the catch of the kick, and for the second straight week, he takes the opening kickoff of the second half to the house. 21-6 Maize and Blue after the extra point. Negaunee would recover a fumble on Gwynn's next play from scrimmage, and despite a couple penalties, quarterback Jason Waterman to tight end Luke Matson, 18 yards down to the Gwinn 1-yard line. Jake Hill would score from there, and Negaunee, despite power failure, would go on to win 34-6. Norway and Bark River Harris. And the Broncos start out well. Ben Schultz to Caden Mustafa. He goes into the end zone, a 6-0 lead for the Broncos. But Michael Wilson would get the pitch, and everybody's going to be chasing Micah. 65 yards. Norway makes the extra point and takes a 7-6 lead in the first quarter. But Bark River Harris would fumble the ensuing kickoff. Josh Bolden, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Broncos just couldn't get it in gear after that. Norway goes on to win this one 28-14. On the scoreboard, Westwood. It's been about 25 years since the Patriots have defeated Iron Mountain. Did it in a big way inside the yellow walls, 34-0. Munising had a couple of touchdowns from Alec Blank, and the Mustangs took care of Manistee 34-8. Kingsford chops up Wausau East 54-21. Menominee, 2 points per minute in the first half. Yeah, they ended up with 48 by halftime, defeating Southern Door 62-26. Foster Miller, 230 yards and 3 touchdowns for Lance. Second week in a row, Purple Hornets win 20-18. This time, it's over the Hurley Midgets. And Northland Pines defeated Gogibic 20-14. St. Ignace fell short to Harbor Springs 20-16. To the Copper Country, Hancock at Calumet and Cooper Twardzik tall, but he's not quite that tall. And it's bad news when it's a punt snap and Cooper is running for his life. He is taken down, and the Bulldogs are fired up because they have a feeling they're going to score. Colton Solani to Alex Nordstrom, and the hockey players combine for the touchdown. Toward the end of the first quarter, Bulldogs in position again. Let's go the other way. Solani to Nordstrom, and yes, he's in the end zone. In fact, he ended up with 4 scores on the night. He did have a miscommunication fumble from Solani, though, and Calumet's Tom Berg recovered for the Copper Kings. Brent Locust would then hand off to Travis Ojala, and Oj will burrow his way into the end zone. He would also get the 2-point conversion, but Hancock bounces back from a loss to Lance last week and goes on to win this one, 42-24. Hop in the car, let's go to Holton, where the Gremlins were taking on West Iron County. Zach Quintero gets a first down here for the Wycons. Holton pushed back against the wall. George Buttphillis is looking for a receiver. As you can tell, he didn't find one. So he starts running up the sideline, and yes, he does get a first down. But as you can tell, not many points being scored in this one. But Phyllis will be sacked coming up here by Austin Person. And Western Iron County would hang on to win this one by the count of 7-0. Also in high school football, Escanaba celebrated homecoming against Sault Ste. Marie. Scout Wonder is always prepared, especially when he gets a chance to get into the end zone. He does here. That made it 28-0 in the second half. Joshua Grassel also is going to get some running room and lots of green grass in front of him. Another touchdown. The Blue Devils were hanging in there, though. They've been struggling this season. They get a couple of nice runs put together. Avery Tenike there. Kyle Husky here down near the 10. And the Blue Devils would get into the end zone as Tate K took the direct snap. Oh, excuse me. They didn't get into the end zone on that one, but they would get into the end zone later in the fourth quarter. But Escanaba won easily by the count of 35-6. There's the Sioux touchdown. Marquette at Petoskey. This was wild. Petoskey gets on the board first. Joel Wilson pitches to Jalen Mitchell. He cuts inside for the score. 6-0 after the blocked extra point. Petoskey with the ball again. Wilson looking for a deep receiver. And somehow, not only does Drew Gale make the interception, but he stays in bounds. Redmond football. Petoskey would return the favor, though. Brendan Caskey under center. He's looking toward the end zone, but Jordan Burr is there for the nice diving pick. Marquette would get the ball back. Drew Gale, looks like Wildcat to me, fakes the handoff and takes it in for himself. 7-6 Marquette. Tanner Judd blocked the field goal at the end of the game, and Marquette picked up its second victory by the score of 27-26. 8-man football. Ontonagon defeats North Dickinson 34-6. Big night for Connor Bordolini and C.J. Bose as Forest Park. Yeah, sure, they chopped down Phillips 36-18. Kearney NATO's first home game was actually at North Central, and Rapid River made sure it wasn't a fun one, 71-0. Engadine over Bel Air, 28-16. Easy victories for Rudyard, 64-0 over Brimley, and Pickford, 58-12, defeating Posen. And Cedarville also chalked up an easy one, 54-6 over Pellston. To the college department in volleyball, Northern took care of Northwood 3-0. 7th-ranked Ferris State did the same to Michigan Tech. Lake Superior State was home, but Ashland was the winner, 3-0. In soccer on the women's side, Davenport edged Michigan Tech 2-1. And on the men's side, Purdue Northwest defeated the Wildcats 2-1.